This dude stepped on a mine, and now he can't get off. Which is basically the most deadly MrBeast challenge. Such a romantic sunrise in the desert. Sometimes I'm jealous of these boys. You know, soldier boys. Running around the desert, playing with the boys, shooting everyone you see, thousands of kilometers away from your home and family, simply because some third world country got oil. That's the American way. Anyways, meet Michael. He's flying on a helicopter with his buddy Tommy and enjoying a beautiful view. It looks like Mike and Tommy are on a sniper mission. You know these long and tedious missions when you lay on the ground for 2 days straight, shoot one fella down in a second, and get back home with the Medal of Honor? I wish I were a sniper. In fact, it's my favorite class. Our boys here have nothing to do, so Tommy breaks Mike's balls, talking about his girlfriend Jenny. It's been 3 months since they've seen their families, so Tommy got some imagination working. Ladies, clubs, oops, no time for talking. Mike sees the target. It's ironic because Tommy here is a spotter and he is supposed to spot the target, but all he can think of is his friend's girlfriend. I know that feeling, bro. Tommy contacts their commander. Their target is a black Land Cruiser with escort. Michael spots a gray car. Confusion, probably because Michael is a perfectionist. Tommy here doesn't care. He sees a man in hijab and is ready to fire. Black, gray, whatever. Something's happening. We see a group of Berbers coming from the other side. It looks like some kind of ceremony. The Land Cruiser arrives, and we see a bunch of people coming out, with the main target, Saeed Yassif. Again, Michael has doubts. Did he grow a beard since he was photographed? Michael gets a signal to shoot, but dilly-dallies when he sees a woman. Fell in love with such a romantic entourage? Possibly, but maybe he's began doubting the mission. What's more, the Berbers are having a wedding. We have no idea why this triggers Mike. Tom doesn't get it too. Mike waits until the target gets blocked from the view to say he can't shoot. Excuses. Tom begins explaining that killing people is their job and there's no time for being a liberal. Mike still has doubts, however, and contacts the commander for some reason. He can't kill the groom and his father. Does a wedding work like a defending aura for some US soldiers? Commander says Saeed doesn't have a son. More confusion. Tommy here makes a clear point. The bad guys also have children. Mike refuses to follow orders and reports that he lost the target. Liar. Unfortunately, the baddies spot Mike and Tommy and begin shooting at them. If only they knew how much Mike has dedicated to their human rights for the last minute or so. The wedding ceremony ends like any other wedding. Sorta. Mike and Tommy try to escape, but it's a dark desert and the bad guys have cars. After a while, they catch up with the soldiers. While Tommy requests extraction, Mike comes up with a 3-digit IQ plan. He shoots some rocks to distract the bad guys. It works, and Mike wins precious seconds before the bad guys see Darude Sandstorm approaching and flee the scene. Lives saved, at least for a moment. The extraction point is in a village 5 hours from their spot. Easy peasy for Jesus. You know, the guy walked in the desert for 40 days. At least the sandstorm passes after some time. And why did the bad guys run away? It's not even that scary. Anyways, the boys hit the road to a village, enjoying some small talk along the way. They've got plenty of time for it. Actually, Tommy is the one doing all the talking. Mike's a listener. Tommy shares that today is Tuesday, the day of the week when he calls his son. He's never missed a call, so they must get back to base quickly. Tommy shares some cute family stories about his 4-year-old son, who turned into a vegetarian last week. Kids these days grow fast. Wait until he finds out about all these genders. Tommy believes his son saved his marriage, so he's not only a great soldier, but a relationship specialist. Do you hate your partner? On the edge of divorce? Have a baby. Write it down, boys. Mike keeps listening. He has nothing to say to this crazy friend that keeps talking about girls all day. It turns out that Mike is too scared to go to the next step with his girlfriend Jenny. Proposal. Tommy, as an expert, says Mike shouldn't think twice. Want to get married? Get married. What a man of action. The commander says they can't pick them up with helicopters because of sandstorms and bad guys, so they must proceed to the closest village. The radio signal might break too, but that's not so bad, right? Who needs a radio in the desert? Mike spots some locals digging in the sand. There's a Berber with a girl on a chain. Okay, not a chain, just a rope so they won't lose each other. Were they locals or was it just a mirage? Who knows? They've been in the desert for a day now. When I go outside for an hour, I already get some annoying mirages. People walking around, enjoying life. What's so fun outside anyways? The wind brings in a sign right to Mike's feet. No idea what's written on it, but there's no need to know the Arab language to get the message. Danger. What mysteries can sand hide? Nothing special, just landmines. Tommy denies any rational thinking again. Don't worry, mate. Berbers scared terrorists away from their villages with that sign. Nothing to worry about. Mike is a denier again. Over the last 40 years, there have been 8,000 conflicts on this land, and Americans buried 33 million mines. Wait, seriously? 33 million mines in a piece of desert? There'd better been a lot of oil, and I hope to get a piece from that oil because they've spent my taxes on these mines. Mr. Wikipedia, don't get paranoid. Don't let these things enter your mind. By these things, Tommy means thoughts. Soldiers don't need thoughts. They shoot when they need to shoot and step on a mine if they have to. At least Tommy is a great soldier. Mike should be a philosopher or something. Well, there aren't many options. Go back and die of thirst or continue and risk stepping on a landmine. No, you can't just save the game and leave. Too bad. It works with all my problems. So they proceed. Oops, Mike has stepped on something. Mine. Nah, just a toy soldier. Irony. Tommy keeps dreaming of slushies. So Mike hands him some water so he can shut up for a minute. Doesn't work too well. Mike sees some zigzag step signs and trips again, probably thinking about those damn mines. Forget about it. Look at Tommy, he's so enthusiastic. Ha, Mike, you're so funny. A badass Marine scared of some silly landmines. Boom. Tommy's got no legs. Who's laughing now? Not Mike. He stepped on a mine too. Lucky for him, it didn't detonate. Tommy screams in pain, but Mike calms him down fast. They're Marines after all. Mike tries to reach the commander, but Tommy has the radio. Mike comes up with a plan fast. First, he makes Tommy reach for the medical kit. They've got morphine here. Tommy screams in pain. Mike practices his motivational speaking, Jordan Peterson style. Something about standing up for yourself, but Tommy can't stand it. I'm sorry. So Mike reminds him he's got a son and needs to call him today. Now, Tommy has to reach the radio, but first, it's another shot of morphine. I can't blame him. That stuff hits different. Tommy grabs the radio, mumbling something. The radio is turned off. Mike asks him to turn it on, but 2 doses of morphine are too much. The man is no leg high. Mike realizes that this will take the whole day if Tommy even survives the next 2 minutes, and wants to help Tommy by getting his leg off the mine. Who knows, maybe this mine is rusty and old. Tommy stops him. You won't have to save me if I'm dead. Tell Jake that I love him. Bam. Man down. Indeed, down. Okay, we're in the middle of deep crap. Standing on a mine in the middle of nowhere. Mike takes a deep breath before considering his options. First, he slowly gets down on a knee. Then, he takes out a knife and checks to see if he's definitely stepping on a mine. Feels like it. Meanwhile, we see a mysterious man standing on a dune watching Mike, but he disappears before Mike sees him. Spooky. Okay, what's next? Time to grab that radio that is a couple of small steps away. Not so easy for Mike. Luckily, he's got a small axe with him. It's probably for breaking the ice, but who knows? The Ice Age could come at any time with our ecology. So, Mike uses his axe, shoelaces, and a strap from a gun to create some sort of boarding hook. No water on the horizon, Captain. Arr. Then he starts throwing it, trying to hook it onto the backpack. It doesn't work too well. He slowly stands up and throws it one more time, almost falling. Contact. Mike drags it and turns it on. The radio doesn't work. Again? Batteries. Mike searches for them but realizes Tommy has got the batteries. More hooking? Nah, Mike grabs a solar charger. God bless Ego Energy, and connects it to the radio. Okay, this will take some time. While he's waiting, Mike checks out all his inventory. Arma 3 players would sell their mom for that loot. Fortnite. He's even got an SOS rocket, but who's he gonna call for help? More bad guys? That will have to wait. Finally, the radio starts working. Great news, Mike reaches base camp. The Boy Scouts have been waiting for them to call for hours now, and ate all the burgers at the barbecue party without them. Mike explains the situation. Major takes a minute, probably a minute of silence. Then, the Major asks what's with the mission. Is the target down? Come on, give him a break. Major asks Mike's position. 3 dunes left, 1 dune forward, and 1 dune right from the village. Something like that. Okay bro, you're an hour from a village. That's right, Major, but he's stuck on a mine. Sorry, I can't get you. Sandstorms. But there's a convoy that will pass you. Just wait 52 hours. 52 hours standing on a landmine. This is gonna be an exciting time. Major calms Mike down. There's a 7% chance of the mine malfunctioning, so you can try your luck. And try the Schumann maneuver. Basically, it means digging up the hole next to you and jumping there from a mine. If it detonates, you'll save the most precious parts of your body. But of course, your legs will dance the last tango. Mike doesn't like it. After all, Tommy didn't last that long without legs. Alright, I guess I'll wait. Mike enjoys a protein bar and runs out of water. Come on, what else can you come up with, God? Sandstorm? Now we're talking. Mike gathers his loot and gets ready for some windy action. No gods of wind can get Mike's foot from that mine. That's dedication. Keep in mind that sandstorms travel at least 40 miles per hour, like a fly on a windshield. Or my farts in church. What's next? Michael wonders. No worries, Mike, we got some more for you. Here's your buddy Tommy. Take a look at him a bit closer. Well, at least Mike can get the batteries. Get that hat. Seriously, bro? Did you decide to give it to Tommy? Are you sure he needs it? What about your stupid head? Do you realize you're getting an enormous dose of UV light every second? Nah, hats are for girls. And the dead. And bald people. We got the batteries. Now where's that radio? Oh, right. The one thing Mike forgot to put in his backpack was the radio. Nice job, bro. Now it's like 3 feet away. Mike laughs. What else has he got to do? Time slowly goes by. Mike realizes he should cover his head. Great news. But he got no water. Bad news. He shoots in the air, screaming for help. Maybe bad guys finish him before the dehydration does. Oh wait, he can also shoot himself. Mike is pretty close to ending the story when suddenly he sees a Berber approaching. He immediately aims at him. The Berber doesn't care and continues approaching Mike, moving in zigzags. My man played Battlefield for sure. The Berber asks, "Why are you stuck? Why did you stay here and don't go home?" Guess that's a rhetorical question to all the US Army, but Mike doesn't realize. I'm stuck on a mine, bro. Give me water and a radio. Berber decides now is the best time to share some wise words. Forget about your friend. He found peace now, but you're alive. Take the next step. Classic. This guy's pretty cocky for someone within splatter range. Do they have showers in the desert, smart guy? Berber takes the empty water flask but doesn't want to bring the radio. Radio no good. No music now. No dancing. Haha, the man literally bombs the place. Somebody stop him. I need to call. Nah bro, make the next step. Just keep on moving. Left alone again, Mike urinates in his water bag. Nice. He also watches Bear Grylls. Too bad he doesn't know drinking or pee will kill you before dehydration. Anyway, he takes a sip and wow, a miracle. A girl comes, dodging around with a flask full of water. Then, the girl shows Mike a toy soldier. He shows his one and gives it to the girl. The girl puts them on the sand and moves one forward. Come on bro, just take one step forward. Mike refuses. Well, okay, enjoy your sunbath then. The girl runs away without giving Mike the radio. 38 hours left and the sun goes down. Mike enjoys the last protein bar, listening to his music player. So, is there time for some dances? It's nighttime. So Mike starts a fire to keep him warm. Yep, it's pretty cold at night in the desert. And wild animals are hunting at night too. Mike starts to hear some of them. I was wondering what could be worse than starving to death or getting shot by bad guys. I guess getting eaten by wild animals works. Mike grabs his phone and looks at his girlfriend's pictures, something to cheer him up. There's also a video. Jenny says it's okay that Mike leaves and everything will be okay. If not, don't worry, I'll find another guy. Ouch. Mike almost falls asleep and boom, some man just punched him. What the hell was that? Oh, just some painful memories. Mike tries to start the fire again, but it's got no batteries, so it doesn't work. What's worse, wild animals are approaching. They're roaring everywhere around him. Mike shoots in the air, but the animals never heard about warning shots, so he continues to blast, following their sounds. It doesn't work. These sandwolves are pretty scary. One grabs Tommy and drags him away. Mike takes out a flashlight. Now he can see these roaring, hungry beasts. One attacks, shot. The other runs away, and some even get exploded by a mine. This is starting to remind me of another movie I'd rather forget. That was a tough night. Good morning. Not for Mike, he looks pretty tired. Wonder why. He was literally standing in one place the whole day. Sudden Berber approaches, but Mike is not in the mood for wise words. Berber asks his name. Mike? Mike as in the man who doesn't take another step? Oof, nailed him. Mike is Michael, Marine answers. Don't you get the joke? Let me explain, later. Mike condescendingly calls the man a Berber. The proud man dodges, saying that the word means free man, while Mike is not so free. But he is lucky. He stepped on a mine, didn't explode, and survived a night without getting eaten by animals. What can I say? The man is built different. Berber asks why Mike, aka Michael, puts his foot on the mine. Another irony, but Mike didn't get it. He explains he didn't know where the mines were as Berbers do. Berber laughs. He doesn't know either. He's just dodging around for the fun of it. The wise talk continues. Berber states he follows his destiny and only wants to go home, and Michael says he made the wrong last step. Philosophical. Berber continues. Every day can be your last day. Why is this one different? Huh, I love this guy. YOLO type. Tommy was YOLO too. Mike explains that even if he's a lucky man, he's only got a 7% chance of not getting exploded on the mine. Berber is not that good in math and just laughs. Mike continues asking Berber to bring the radio. Finally, he agrees. But before, he mocks Mike more. And pisses him off by asking him why he's even here. Because I have no one left. So you have no family, Michael? Perfect candidate for the army. The Berber finally understands Michael here is a psychopath who has nothing to lose, so it's better leave him alone with the mine. But before leaving, some final words, and another long hour forward. Mike realizes he can cut off his shoe. Legs should feel pretty damn hot there. Oops, sunburned. He catches a scorpion and drinks his pee. I call that a regular weekend. I'll take a tequila with mine. Finally, he starts hearing sounds and having hallucinations. He even fights one of them. I retroactively win fights in my mind all the time. I'm the Tyson Fury of late comebacks. Hey Mike, what's wrong with you? Says Tommy. Let's go home. That's a long one. It's nighttime and Tommy gives Mike some helpful survival tips. Not the best pick for this, but Mike has no one else to pick. Not that Berber again. Then, wow, it's a phone ringing. Tommy's hallucination says there's no way a cell phone can ring in the middle of the desert, and he's just tripping. Huh, you don't say. Oh look, it's Dad calling. Now it's genuinely impossible because Dad left home for a pack of cigarettes and never returned. Sandwolves break the circle of hallucinations. One just got mined up. Now that's real. Mike takes out the gun and starts shooting, but there are too many of them. Tommy suggests digging up the hole and performing that suicide maneuver. Let's go! Luckily, Tommy is here to motivate him while Mike's digging and getting beaten by wolves. Then he jumps and boom! He lies there with no legs. Oh wait, that was a hallucination again. Gotcha. Now the action is getting tricky. Mike fights dogs, thinking he's fighting some dudes in the bar. The radio breaks the bad trip. It's morning and the Major tries to reach Mike. The second night standing on a knee survived. Only a few hours left before the cavalry arrives. Not exactly. Major says Mike has to wait another 17 hours. Sure, easy as pie. Easy as killing 3 wolves with a knife. Suddenly, Major connects Mike with Jenny, his girlfriend. Mike breaks emotionally, saying he's enormously sorry for leaving. He almost falls to the ground when suddenly, Berber comes and catches him at the last second. Berber treats Mike's wounds with some ointment and breaks down his life story. Apparently, Berber lost his leg after stepping on a mine. He thought life was over, feeling depressed and self-pity. But then he heard cheering radio music in the hospital. You gotta keep moving. Ironic lyrics. And then the nurse entered the room, smiled at the Berber, and he felt happier. He listened to the song and realized he must indeed keep moving. The nurse became his wife, and they made children and were happy. After the motivational story, Berber gave Mike something to drink, saying it would bring more hallucinations. Even more, give me a knife and watch me work. But water would be better for sure. Talking about water, Mike mentions how some girl brought him water and thought it was his daughter. But Berber denies it, saying it was him who brought the water. He only has 3 sons now and a daughter. She was helping the Berber collect landmines and sell them to the bad guys. They used to put metal cans instead of mines, and metal detectors couldn't tell the difference. She was good at collecting mines, but one day a mine took Berber's leg and his daughter too. Sad. But Berber's happy that Mike met his daughter. You gotta take the next step, Berber begins, and become a free man, Mike continues. Great, he learned it the hard way. Then the Berber leaves. But the bad trip only begins. Mike sees a room, it's his childhood memory. He sees his father drinking heavily because of problems at work while his mother tries to stop it. Dad does what every drinking dad does, starts beating his wife in front of his son. Then he throws a heavy punch at Mike. Another bad trip. Now it's him and his girlfriend. They paint their new house. The scene changes to a bar. Some Marines are getting sussy with a waitress. It's Jenny. Mike steps up for her and destroys the bad guys. They remind him of his dad, also drunk and not respecting women. No maiden behavior. The scene changes to a hospital room. We see Mike's mother. She passed away. Tommy wakes up Mike from daydreaming. Look, here they are. The cavalry to save you. First, Mike denies it, thinking it's a mirage. Then, he finally sees it. Yay, we're saved. He tried to do something, but it's pretty hard to concentrate. Too stoned. Tommy handles an SOS rocket, but Mike realizes it's a mirage. He tries to reach for the rocket. Boom. Just got shot. Hallucinations mix with the reality now. Mike is standing on a knee in front of his girlfriend saying he'll always be polite and protect her. Lovebird stuff. Jenny thinks it's a proposal and says yes, but Mike is too slow, not realizing she got him wrong. Moment ruined. Later, Mike realizes what he has done. He gets angry at himself, fights with Jenny, and ultimately leaves for the army. Now, we understand why he left. Snap back to reality. Mike already got shot twice by the bad guys. Mike shoots around him trying to blow a mine. He creates a sand wall and shoots bad guys with his badass optic rifle. Nice aim. Mike manages to shoot the bad guys, one after another, until he runs out of ammo and sees the final enemy, his dad. Relatable. In hallucinations, Mom tells him to stop being afraid and move on. He asks Jenny for a beer at the bar, all the great moments. And then, Dad approaches him. They hug each other and the mirage disappears. Mike wakes up and tries to reach that SOS rocket. He understands he can't do it without taking a step forward. So he gets ready, sings a Berber song, and takes the step. And nothing happened. The guy was standing on a knee for the last 60 hours without food and water, constantly getting beaten up by wild animals, high on drugs, and shot 3 times. Then realizes he wasn't even standing on a mine. That's what I call time wasted. Mike checked what the hell he was standing on. It was a metal can. The one Berber's girl used to leave. He digs it out, opens it, and finds a toy soldier. Symbolic. Mike laughs, shoots the SOS rocket, and gets saved by the army. Then comes back home and kneels before Jenny. Now that's a happy ending. Moral of the story? Just be yourself. I don't know.